Hello, Steve White, Steve R39. Well, a while ago they announced they were going to do a reboot of Murder, She Wrote because, of course, IP, somebody owns it, so they're going to try and make it into a franchise. And I sort of thought that could be fun, maybe. I don't know. The idea of anyone playing that role other than Angela Lansbury just seems unfathomable. She was that show. It was her charm. That like no one else could get away with what she got away with in that show. She's the most prolific serial killer in the history of television. But yeah, and now they just announced, God, they're considering Jamie Lee Curtis for the role. Now, I used to kind of like Jamie Lee Curtis because of the Halloween films back in the day, and then I met her, kind of, where she didn't acknowledge that I existed, really. That's how much of a bitch she is. So that was the thing. I had the unfortune of seeing her, in action, and she's just a horrible person. So the idea of her trying to play Jessica Fletcher, and if they try and play the same sort of charming character that isn't at all threatening, that's part of the reason why she was able to solve all those crimes, was because she was able to charm her way into all these scenarios and into all these people's lives so she could work out these crimes. Someone as shrill and sharp and as Jamie Lee Curtis is, I don't know how they would get away with that character, having the same sort of success solving crimes, because people would automatically shut down and be defensive as soon as they encountered that, bitch on wheels. So I can't really see how they're going to pull this off. I know she can act, she can, but she's not that great an actress. She couldn't play charming and non-threatening like an old nana. And I know that's a stereotype and everything, but that's how Angela played it, and that's how she pulled it off. Because doing it was, now the fact they didn't just get some young hot chick to do it and try and do Murder She Wrote was that because that would have been just immensely just immensely cringe and cheap and horrible. But they haven't gone too much further. It's like, I know Angela was a certain age and James a certain age, but Angela's age back then was much more, old lady grandma sort of thing in the 80s and early 90s. Whereas Jamie, at her age, they're all trying to be 40, so, because, 60 is the new 40, or is she 60? Yeah, she's 60 something. Yeah, is she 60? Did she turn 60 when she did? Yeah, 40th anniversary of the original Halloween. She was like 20 when she did it, so yeah, she's like 60 now. So, yeah, 60 something. She's 67? Oh, wow, it's been that long. It was, yeah, because that was, on the 8th. The Halloween films are always on the 8th. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, I can't see her doing it. I can't see her pulling it off. Don't want to see her in it. Yeah, no. Even if I hadn't met her in person and seen what a piece of work she was, I still don't think I'd really buy her as that character, because that she has that persona of being this strong, abrupt, forthright, speak her mind sort of woman. And although, yes, like I said, she can act and she could in theory play someone who is totally different, she's just not that good an actress. They may as well just get someone who's just naturally charming and non-threatening and nice, that people like, that would be able to, worm their way into all these sort of scenarios so they can work out who got killed. That was what was the appealing thing about Murder She Wrote. It wasn't just solving the crimes; it was the way Angela charmed everyone, and it was just amazing. So I can't see Jamie Lee, and I get some people love her, and it is good in a way that they've got an older actress to be in this show, and it's they're actually not, like I said, just getting some young little twat to come in and just flash her boobies everywhere and try and get ratings that way. Because that's the first impulse any studio would have had with revamping a show like this with an older character. So you've got to give them some credit, I guess. But no, there's other actresses of her age, like someone like Helen Mirren would probably have a better chance of pulling something like that off. I can't think of anyone at all. But yeah, I just no. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.